Hello everyone. I hope you must have seen the first two parts of this series of nuclear magnetic resonance spectroscopy. In this presentation, we would discuss these 2 points. All protons of a same compound do not absorb at a same field strength and concept of equivalent and a non-equivalent proton. Friends, you can see ethanol having the molecular formula C2H6O, or let us say benzoic acid with the molecular formula C7H6O2. Now all protons, all hydrogens, we know that chemically they are equivalent. So that way they all require same kind of energy for the flipping of the proton. And if all the hydrogens, all the protons of the compound, they absorb energy at a same magnetic field strength, then what will happen? Spectrum of any molecule with any number of hydrogens, it would consist only one NMR signal. Now the main purpose of understanding this spectroscopy, or why it is so important tool, because it is telling us about the structure of the molecule. And if all the compounds with the hydrogen, they exhibit only one NMR signal, then what is the use, what is the point in understanding NMR spectroscopy? But friends, that actually doesn't happen. As title suggests, all protons of a same molecule, they don't absorb at a same field strength, and we are getting different number of signals. Let us see. When any compound with the hydrogens, now we'll mainly focus on the organic compounds. In an external magnetic field with the H0 Gauss strength. Now, do you remember the thumb rule? Under the influence of magnetic field, any charged particle start revolution. So, like the nucleons, now electrons also start revolution. And charged particle when spinning produce small magnitude of the magnetic field. So here electrons produced small magnetic field, we will name it as sigma. What is sigma? It is called induced magnetic field. The magnetic field that is produced by the revolution of the electron. So actual the net magnetic field experienced by any proton, any hydrogen is not H0, but it is always the resultant of the H0 and the sigma. So it could be H0 plus or minus sigma. Let me give you one example. Let us say in a class of 100 students, whenever any professor is explaining any subject, so let us consider that as a H0 Gauss. Whatever the professor explaining, is it the same for all the students? Yes. So that is a H0. But let us say the sigma. Sigma is the what? Concentration of the individual student. Some students having a full concentration, some may not. So we can say that individual student, what they understand, that will be the H0 plus or minus sigma. In the same way, different protons of a same compound with a different electronic environment, they don't experience the same magnetic field H0. We can say that they don't experience the uniformal magnetic field H0, but it is always the H0 plus or minus sigma. Let us understand this with the example of ethanol. You can see that ethanol, now these three protons of the methyl group, they attach with this carbon. That carbon is attached with the methylene group. So, electronic environment of these three protons is the same. But if we consider the two protons of the methylene group, then they attach with the carbon. That carbon is attached with the methyl group and hydroxyl group. So we can say that electronic environment of these two methylene hydrogens is a different than the three hydrogens of methyl group. Or hydroxyl proton even experience totally different magnetic field than the methyl and methylene. So we can say that sigma 1 is a not equal to sigma 2 is a not equal to sigma 3, means the induced magnetic field produced by these three is a different than these two and is a different even than these three. As a result, the chemically we know that all the six hydrogens of ethanol, they are chemically equivalent, but NMR point of view, they are of the three different kinds, and that's why there, or in other words, their electronic environment is a different. And as I told you, different protons with the different electronic environment, they don't experience the same magnetic field, so they absorb the energy at a three different magnetic field strength. Now we know that every time when energy get absorbed, we are getting signal in the NMR. Now here the three different sets of proton, they absorb the energy at three different magnetic field strength. As a result, ethanol molecule exhibit three different NMR signals. Let me show you here in this slide. You can see that three signals of ethanol, one for these three protons of methyl group, another for the CH2, and third one for the OH. You can see some extra lines, but that is a different theory. It is called spin-spin coupling or spin-spin splitting. Later on we will discuss it. Now let us check the concept of equivalent and non-equivalent proton. A set of protons with the same electronic environment are called equivalent protons. So now you understand all the three protons of a methyl group of ethanol, they are equivalent, or all the two protons of methylene group of ethanol, they are equivalent. But methyl and methylene of ethanol, they are non-equivalent. A set of protons with a different electronic environment are called non-equivalent protons. Second point. Now you understand all equivalent protons, they feel same magnetic field, which is a different in the case of non-equivalent protons. So all equivalent protons absorb at a same field strength. Here all non-equivalent protons absorb at a different field strength. So all equivalent protons would give rise one signal, or better to say common signal, while non-equivalent protons, they would give rise different NMR signal. So there will be one signal of all the three methyl protons, one signal of all the two methylene protons, but here methyl, methylene and hydroxyl, as they are non-equivalent, they would give rise individual NMR signal. So let us summarize the whole discussion. All protons of a same compound, now you understand, they don't absorb at a same field strength. Result, they don't feel uniformal magnetic field. But whatever the magnetic field they experience is always the H0 plus or minus sigma. That is depend upon the magnetic field which a particular proton experience. And second very important point is that you have to remember is number of sets of non-equivalent protons in any molecule equal to number of signals in NMR. You understand? Or vice versa. If we say that some unknown compound exhibiting four signals, so you should understand that there should be, you can't say how many protons are there, but you can surely say that number of non-equivalent protons should be 4 in that compound. So I hope you understand these two very important concepts in NMR spectroscopy. Thank you.